Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to start the lesson off by giving all this praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Honors to all the brothers who are fervently preaching the word in sincerity and in faith. Shalom to the sincere Akwath, and Shalom to the scattered Israelites who are amongst these heathen nations and look like these heathens. Now, this lesson is going to be based on this house fire in Pine Hill that resulted in 6 people being taken to the hospital after escaping. So through the Spirit, I'm going to read this article, get some precepts, and Lord's will, you're edified. It says 6 people were taken to the hospital after escaping a house fire in Pine Hill, Camden County on Tuesday. Firefighters responded to the home in the 100 block of Ariel Road around 1 a.m. When crews arrived, they found heavy fire conditions in all 4 areas of the home, including the basement with people trapped inside. Officials say all those residents, including some children, were able to make it out of the home. They were taken to the hospital for evaluation. There has been no word on their condition. Fire officials said it took crews about 40 minutes to get the blaze under control. There has been no word on what caused the fire. Yeah, and this must have been a very scary situation for those people. I mean, 1 o'clock in the morning, most people are usually asleep. And yet, these people, their house was on fire. And while it's all good for them that they were able to escape, any type of fire is a scary place to be around. Hebrews 10 and 31, it is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power. And that's right, because, the parents in that house, when the house was on fire, they had to make sure all the kids were there. Nobody, can't leave any of the kids behind. And fire tends to move fast in a lot of cases. And plus, like I said, at 1 o'clock in the morning, if the whole family had been asleep and then they were awakened by, their smoke detectors going off, it would have been a little bit difficult because, when you first wake up, everything is not clear. You got this blaring smoke detector, there's smoke, there's fire, you're running around panicking, looking for all your kids. Like, it's just a lot of scary stuff happening. And like I've been saying through the Spirit, as well as all the men of the Lord have been saying, that these are the type of things we can expect to see a lot more of in these days, in these last days, just more judgments from the Lord. Psalms 9 and 16, the Lord Yahweh is known by the judgment which he executeth. The wicked is snared in the work of his own hands, Higgaion Selah. Yeah, and this was judgment from the Lord. Nobody got wounded, nobody got killed, but those people basically lost their house. And as I've said before, the Lord, when he brings judgment, it doesn't always have to be physical. The Lord doesn't always have to hurt or kill someone. He could judge you mentally, financially, emotionally. The Lord can judge you in every possible way. Isaiah 29 and 6, thou shalt be visited of the Lord Yahweh of hosts with thunder, and with earthquake and great noise, with storm and tempest and the flame of devouring fire. And we've been seeing that flame of devouring fire. Houses on fire, apartment complexes on fire, people's cars on fire, you got brush fires, wildfires. You got churches on fire, stores on fire, restaurants on fire. The Lord has definitely been sending that flame of devouring fire, or visiting with the flame of devouring fires. And that's because we're living in the days of vengeance. The days where the Lord is beginning to visit this world which He made and bring judgment upon these wicked people that He is angry with. Luke 21:22, for these be the days of vengeance, that all things which are written may be fulfilled. And the Lord visiting with earthquakes, storms, tempests, fires. That's something that's clearly written, and it's being fulfilled. We read about the earthquakes. We read about the storms and tempests and the fires. So there is no getting around the validity of these scriptures. We hear about the wars and the rumors of wars. The love of many waxing cold, the division amongst the people. All the things written in these scriptures come into pass. And it's these wicked people who are in the crosshairs of the Lord. They're the ones who these judgments are geared towards, who these judgments are sent upon. Psalm 7:11, Yahweh judgeth the righteous, and Yahweh is angry with the wicked every day. And that's why every day the Lord's judgments are made manifest. Because every day the Lord is passing judgment upon these wicked people. Well-deserved judgment upon these wicked people. Zephaniah 3:5, the just Lord Yahweh is in the midst thereof. He will not do iniquity. Every morning doth he bring his judgment to light. He faileth not, but the unjust knoweth no shame. And every morning, the Heavenly Father does bring his judgments to light in particular through these articles. And also by the men of the Lord speaking on these things. And also, to a certain extent, the news as well. But, mainstream media, they lie and they manipulate the truth and things like that. So you can't really trust what they say. The best source for information is the men of the Lord. Because the men of the Lord just tell the 100% truth and then filter things through the scriptures. But yeah, we can expect to see a lot more of this. A lot more people's homes, being destroyed by fires. Especially, seeing as we're entering summer. And the weather is going to heat up. There's going to be heat waves. So we should be expecting a lot more fires to happen. This is why brothers are constantly saying, those of us of the Hope Select, we got to stay prayed up and we got to stay circumspect. Because you just never know what the Lord is going to do or when He's going to do it. So it's always better to stay on your watch so that you're never caught off guard. Make sure that you're doing righteous things in the eyes of the Lord. Lest He become angry with you and bring this type of judgment upon you. So with that, I'm going to wrap it up here. In closing, I want to give all the praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Rakakudash, the Wadi Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, for putting the Spirit on me to do this lesson. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Honors to all the brothers who are fervently preaching the word in sincerity and in faith. Shalom to all the sincere Akwath. Shalom to the scattered Israelites who are amongst these heathen nations and look like these heathens. Hope you all stay strong, stay safe, stay fervent, stay circumspect, stay prayed up, and Adawan, Ratazah. Till next time, Shalom.